What's the other one?
Do you believe in love at first sight? Because I could walk by you again.
Scott, what do you have that's better than that? You don't have anything.
Are you from Jerry? Are you from Tennessee?
Why?
Because you're the only 10 I see.
Hey, everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Positively Godless.
Wait, that's
Fog.
Oh, crap!
I gotta get my fog ready.
it's supposed to be this week on Positively Godless.
It is.
Hold on. I gotta get this
Scott records.
ready first.
Scott records in another hazy fog that slowly dissipates over time. And we don't really have anything specific to talk about this week, but
Now go.
we did make it an hour.
Okay. I'm ready
We've
now.
got
Go.
a little bit to talk about.
What?
And hopefully, no more pickup lines. Stay tuned.
I know milk does a body good, but damn, how much you've been drinking.
Awful.
I was on a laughing fit, and you totally made me stop.
Yeah.
Crazy over under feeling crazy. It was no wonder you're just making me crazy.
I am a major douche. That's what the fans like.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Positively Godless.
Finish it.
Scott is all mad because he never gets to do the intro. But if he was quick-witted,
He's
he'd be able to do it.
uber butthurt.
He's uber butthurt. Did anybody notice that we rolled in the show last week and didn't do intros?
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
No, we
and I
didn't.
totally noticed it because I had to edit the show. If
Yeah.
you would have watched it, Scott, you would have known.
So wait, let me
Really?
see if I get this right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. Tyler Scott.
Yay!
I did it!
You got it. And Jerry, right next to me.
And then Jerry.
Nope.
Jerry?
Yep.
Okay. I'll remember.
Everybody point to me. That's gonna look funny when we do it on Sunday, when it airs on Sunday.
Oh, perfect.
So how are your holidays?
I'm one of your three co-hosts, Scott Lawrence,
Are
joined
we
by
really
Tyler
gonna go through
Sudalander
that again,
and just
Jerry?
Jerry.
We did that already, Scott.
Yeah, why do you gotta double do it?
To
How do you
make
get a
sure it
double
gets
dip?
done.
Double dessert.
I dip.
So, how's your week been?
I had hernia surgery last Thursday.
How'd that go?
Would you like to explain how butthurt that you were?
We don't
that
want
you
to
don't?
see.
Do you want to explain how butthurt you were that you didn't get any cards, except for from the doctors?
Yeah, I didn't get a single damn card. No one cared.
Right here.
Woohoo. You got pain medication, didn't you?
Yeah, Norco.
Norco.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it is. Gotta ask Elsa.
Oh.
She's still with me, by the way.
I like how that has to be brought up. Because
She hasn't been on the show or mentioned in a very long time. So, what the hell? Fans don't care about that. They're just probably surprised.
Wow. They're surprised that somebody likes you.
I know. Well, like is
Area.
yeah. Well, she lost a bet.
That's a pretty big loss there.
No kidding.
Sorry.
It's between her and Tyler.
Wait a minute.
What was between her and Tyler? Who you'd have to marry?
Yeah.
Tyler, what did you do to her?
To be honest, it just came down to the flip of a coin, and I was the lucky one. So
I think Scott got her drunk and roofied her. Wheeled her down the aisle on a handcart with her mouth covered up like this. So she in a straitjacket.
like all Silence of the Lambs style.
Yeah.
That's
In a
exactly
hole
what
in the
happened.
basement. It was in the hole in the basement. It puts the lotion on its skin.
I don't know, Scott. Maybe if there were some pictures of the wedding.
We don't do that, Tyler.
Oh, yeah. That's
What are you,
right.
Jehovah's Witness or something?
Or video.
No, yeah, usually
That's the big one.
I don't.
So
The photographer and the videographer for his wedding were
exquisite.
stellar. Yeah, they were.
I was so excited, because you get your friends and to get all this stuff done for you. And one guy did a video shoot for a band I was in, and we'll put the link in the description. The guy was really, really good. So he agreed to do our wedding. Like, this is awesome. And he won an Emmy. And I'm thinking, Emmy winning filmmaker does our wedding. No, he didn't do our wedding much at all. It was god awful. Didn't capture anything I wanted. We can't. It's not a movie. We can't just do another take. It was just that bad.
It was pretty brutal. All joking aside, it was.
Did you
pretty-
pay for that
pretty
service?
brutal.
Yes.
You got ripped off.
Yep.
Yeah, they really did.
Sue
It
'em?
was quite awful. So
You didn't
Yeah.
sue him?
Not to mention the officiant we had was pretty stellar as well. He was 2 hours late to the rehearsal, which I was freaking out about till I finally said, "Everyone get in line, we're doing this." So I actually had to do my own rehearsal, and he finally showed up. And we do the vows, and then he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Scott Lawrence." And I'm like, "Hey, what about the rings?" Oh, so. But I married my best friend.
oh,
She doesn't say that, but I do. She doesn't say much to me.
I just feel like doing this right now.
I'm sure that everybody watching right now is just like,
Oh my gosh, Trouble in Paradise.
so
Riveting.
interested.
I know, they've logged off.
Oh,
Like,
no,
this-
no. We are not born with any sense of morality.
Well, if anybody watching is still with us, and you can tell, we don't really have a whole lot to talk about tonight. We were trying, and actually, to be fair, Scott was, as he does most of this, was trying to get a guest on for tonight. So none of us really prepped too much for a topic,
Right.
and that fell
And
through.
I didn't really prep for the show because I was asleep for the first half hour when we were supposed to be recording.
That's true.
That is also true.
And I was
My
the first one
husband-
here.
My husband woke me up and said, "Don't you record it?" And I was like, "Huh? What are you talking about?" I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. And then I was like, "Oh, crap."
And once again, we love you too, Jerry.
I know. Usually I'm the first one here, though, so I'm usually here before Scott.
Yes. And just for the record, my wife does love me.
So she says.
Yes, she does.
It is really important to keep telling yourself that, Scott. It's very important.
Have you talked to her, Tyler? What did she say about me?
Oh,
All
she swore
right.
me to secrecy.
Oh, hi, Gavin, by the way, who's got a girlfriend.
I really don't think that you should be disclosing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right. That's his business to
Yeah, it's not your business. You're already enough of a creepy stalker dad following him on Facebook and peering into his new girlfriend's site page and everything. Like, you really just...
You know, it's one thing to, like, look at his Facebook page.
Yeah.
It's another thing to go stalking a 12-year-old girl on Facebook.
Yeah.
I want to see who he's messing around with.
Uh-huh.
This actually could be a topic. Ooh.
What?
Everyone gives advice on how to give Scott's kid the talk.
Oh, God. God, if you're actually going to entertain this, before that, do we have anything that we want to say about last week? Do we have comments?
We have comments, yes.
I have to say, last week's episode was amazing. I watched it from beginning to end.
That's saying something for you, Jim.
Yeah.
Not in one, like, whole sitting, but I did watch it, the whole thing. And I thought it was
good.
Great.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Well, that's good.
Oh, no.
Pauser.
Born with any sense of morality.
What?
Have you ever seen a 3 or 4-year-old who has never spent any time around others of his or her age?
Oh.
In most cases, you get one of two reactions. The first being that the child will go and take the toy from the other child, or the child seeks out a mother figure to cling to and whimper, in parentheses, hoping that mother will intervene on their behalf. I have not seen a child go up and just start playing nicely with the other child. Social interaction with others is the basis for morals. I cannot think of a single instance of someone being immoral to themselves. It's our interactions with others that constitutes what we think is moral or not. No, I don't think it was a mock against you, Scott. No, he didn't get you there, Tyler. I believe the question states it's already being run by atheists, so they would have been voted in to begin with. The answer would be yes, people would vote for an atheist because they already did. Scott, I just have to say, quote, you really need to do your homework, unquote. Parentheses, that's a mock.
Yes, he was doing a Matt Slick impression.
Yes. That was head case. Good old faithful head case.
Yes.
So, all right. So I have a 9-year-old niece and a 2-year-old nephew. I have a 7-year-old goddaughter. I have friends that have couple other 7-year-old children. I go to the park, walk in the mall. Children all the time just go up and play with each other. No questions asked. They walk over to each other, hold each other's hands, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you will get the one child every once in a while who wants to just like grab toys and blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, children are very unbiased and very, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. They don't know hate, so they don't see color, they don't see religion, they don't see any of that stuff, and they just go and have a great time. So I think the world could learn a lot of things by watching a group of children playing on the playground.
Yeah, and it applies to a lot of different categories, but one of the things, and there have been many quotes and whatnot around this kind of thing, but like with racism in particular is one of the things. I go back to a quote, one of my favorite quotes, that it comes from Dennis Leary, where he says, "Racism isn't born, folks, it's taught. I have a 2-year-old son. Know what he hates? Naps. End of list." And, you know, I mean, and that's been, there's other quotes like that that have been memed into, you know, that, you know, like, children will play with anyone until parents tell them not to. And, like, nobody is born racist and, you know, things like that. And then, you know, pictures of multicultures all together and stuff like that. But, you know, even whether it's racism or religion or any of that, you know, political standings and things like that, the way that you treat other people, it is born. And I think that Headcase brings up a really, really good point, and with, especially with, like, the social interaction. And it's one of the things that we did with the kid. Both of the kids were in some sort of daycare, not necessarily full time, but they were at least going to daycare by the time that they were between 6 and 8 months old. To be out there and to be experiencing other kids and getting that interaction and knowing how to function in the world and not be, you know, especially with Ethan, because he was the older, the older and only child for 5 years. It was so much more important for him to realize that he is not the center of the universe, and that there is so much more out there, and you know, learning how to share and interact and all of that kind of stuff. So it's a very good point.
Scott?
Yeah.
Really? That's it? Okay, moving on. Headcase also says, Happy New Year, guys. I can't say all religions are bad. I can't even name a third of all religions. The truth of the matter is, religion has done nothing. People are the ones that do things. They just use religion to justify their actions.
Another good point by Headcase. Yeah, spot on. When are you going to get a cam, Headcase? Come on our show, please. Pauser, 33.
Poser or Poser?
Poser. Whatever.
PWNZER.
33. Matt Slick is a moron, and his questions are asinine. I think, has this guy commented on our stuff before?
Maybe once or twice.
Okay. Thanks.
Well, I mean,
that's your opinion, fine. But, you know, what we appreciate is why do you feel that way?
hey, look, not everybody wants to do that. They love watching our show. They want to put a little question in or a little comment, not a question, a comment. He wanted to give his opinion, and that's great.
I'm not going to disagree.
What, you think Matt Slick's a moron as well?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh. I'm the only one that likes Matt Slick?
Well, we didn't say that we don't like Matt Slick.
Yeah, exactly. There's a difference, and that's why I knew that you were going to immediately jump to his defense because, you know, you and your BFF over there, and which is fine. If you want to be BFFs with Matt Slick, then you be BFFs. You know, just because we can have I don't even know if I would necessarily call it a meaningful discussion, because we can sit and have a civil discussion about things, and yeah, maybe they get a little heated at time and things like that. And I'm not going to sit here and across the internet scream at Matt Slick, but do I think that the things that he's doing is making the world a better place? No. If anything, it's making the world a worse place. So, I mean, and I've said this to him before, that I don't have to sit here and agree with anything that you're saying.
Right.
Or like it. And that was one of the things that came up. I think it was in the part of the show that got the JD Kane Slick debate.
Right.
That got cut out. Or no, actually, I think it was a part of the after show. And Matt was saying something, and it was appalling. But I came to his defense. I threw out a Nate Allen defense, and I was like, "Look, I'm going to go Nate Allen here," but
I remember that.
the thing is, as much as I absolutely, completely disagree, and I think it's abhorrent that he's saying these things, he still has a right to say them. I mean, that is the part of the free speech that, if that's what he believes and that's truly what he wants to say, do I think that it's a potentially harmful and disgusting viewpoint? Yes. Is he allowed to say those things? Yes, he's allowed to say those things. So, that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I mean, if a comment comes in like that, you know what? Our fans are willing to comment on that too. Now, to back Scott's point, yeah, I mean, again, I'm not really too concerned about that because it's about Matt. It's not about us. If it's something about us, please be constructive with it. We want to get better. But no, with a comment about Matt, yeah, we'll just leave that where it is. So.
No, that's fine. Fair enough. D. Smith, around the hour 4 mark, not the minute 4 mark, but the hour 4 mark, she says, I agree. Some aspects of religion are helpful, would be a good option.
Sure, that was a question that we
batted around for a while.
Yeah, and a lot of it had to do with the wording of the question and you going to your defense, Scott, of some aspects of religion being useful. So,
yep,
I get
Jerry,
it.
Take it on home.
See where you're coming from. Go ahead, Jerry.
Da Shoof. I like his avatar. 48 minutes, 30 seconds. Atheism isn't a worldview. There are worldviews that are atheistic, but atheism isn't a worldview. The proper example to compare with their belief is that theism isn't a worldview. Christianity is a worldview that is theistic, but theism on its own isn't a worldview. The same with atheism. I am a naturalist and a humanist. That would be my worldview. It is atheistic, but atheism wouldn't be my worldview.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Thank you, Daloof. Dashoof, sorry.
Don't you?
No, that's a really good description of it, and it's just another one of those things that really gets into the Matt Slick trap question.
Yeah.
And it's a really good way to trap something, and again, we've said it many, many times before on this show, we are not experts about this. We are three guys who have certain non-beliefs, and we just roll with it. But I definitely I totally agree. That makes perfect sense. And if I could be somebody that could talk to Matt Slick and be that quick-thoughted about something like that, maybe somebody would have a little success against him. So,
well, there was this past weekend on the Bible Thumping Wingnut show. The guy talked to him for a good 2 hours and really took him to task.
Yeah,
it was quite impressive. And it was a calm discussion. It wasn't heated. It was a nice back and forth, which is pretty respectful.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm not saying that there isn't anybody out there that can't go toe-to-toe with them. I'm just saying that I am not one of them. So
right. Yeah, he's good at what he does, and I respect him for it. I don't believe the same thing he does, but if we could see past that, then there you go. That's it for comments. Gosh, I was going to say something, but I've either choosing to forget or just avoiding it altogether. So I will choose to forget and avoid it altogether.
Now I'm interested.
Well, it's nothing. It's just been on my mind, and I think I've
Was stalking Gavin's girlfriend? Is that where we're segueing back into?
No.
Oh.
A past guest is. I thought, I'm not going to have this guy back on, but man, I want this dude back on our show, and it's G-Man.
Oh God, I knew you were going there.
Wait, can you go there? Before you go there, can I say I thought for sure that Ryan Thomas was going to comment on last episode, but I don't know. Maybe we scared him off. Who knows?
I will email you your Butthurt slip.
Okay.
Thanks.
Now you can say what you wanted to say. Keep it positive.
No.
Uh-oh.
That's one thing I'm actually going to bring up. Regarding our show and Positively Godless, people asking me all the time, what does it mean? And at least for me, Positively Godless doesn't necessarily mean that we're positive all the time. Positively Godless has an array of different meanings. It could be, yes, I am positively godless, that I'm a positive person. I am positively godless because I am sure that there is no God. There's a bunch of different meanings, and I think that is what makes the title of the show and our show so great. We're human, so I'm also positive that I'm human. G-Man, I would like to have you as a guest on our show. Maybe not a guest. Come in here and sit down. Because I have some things I want to say to you. Because you don't allow me to say those things, like tell you to have respect for older women who have a PhD. And you treat them like absolute dirt. So, sure, it's your house. You wanted to have a debate with another person, which you did over the weekend. When the debate was over and you're having a conversation back and forth, what did you do? You kicked him like a coward. And guess what? You won't come in here. You won't come and talk to us because you're one, when you're off-air hangout, you say derogatory things regarding homosexuals. You never say that in an on-air hangout. It's funny to me how you're such a big talker, but the minute that you're countered and pointed out, you just go on a little kick fest and a block fest to think that you've won the argument. The first person who blocks is the first person who loses. So I want to have this clown back on, and I will apologize in advance that I want to have some words with him. I had hernia surgery on Thursday. That's all I wanted to say.
You heal from a hernia. I had 2 strokes, so I got your feet still.
Why didn't you tell me that it was going to be a Scott's rant?
I didn't know. and also the reason I said I had hernia surgery on Thursday and I paused, in case you wanted to maybe edit that out, like, we're not going to put that in there. That doesn't represent what we're about.
No, that's staying in. That's
okay.
Why did you say a boot like you're from Canada?
Me?
Yeah. Say it again. It sounded. Didn't it sound like he had a Canada accent?
Well, yeah. The whole Minnesotan Canadian, like, it's all related.
Yeah.
Especially once you get up into northern Minnesota.
Right. Yeah, so I apologize for kind of maybe we're not derailing because we don't really have much today, but I wanted to get that out there just because of his behavior has just been so over the line that it shouldn't be my business. And, and the reason do I say anything, do I not say anything is because you're right. He can say it. It's that freedom of speech. But it's when do you draw the line of you're just being an absolute childish idiot. like I am right
Well,
now.
yeah, we wonder that question with you every week. So,
What did I say he's in? Well, I mean, I say it all the time. He's an idiot, but I was gonna say I don't. I wouldn't say he's an idiot. Meaning you, Scott. I don't know nothing about. Sorry, I don't mean to talk Philly on you. I don't know anything about what's going on. Why you had that rant? I'm sure I would be just as mad or passionate and heated as you are if I had seen some of the video.
Yeah.
I don't look at that because some of those people just aren't worth my time.
Right, and that's the thing. I don't know why. It's like that train wreck or that car crash that you have to look at, and you know the person who caused that accident is a frickin' moron.
Not necessarily, but you know, that's why they're called accidents, not on purposes.
Okay, you saw the woman texting and driving, and then a mile up the road, her crap's all torn to hell.
And that's just karma.
Oh, I can't win. Call me G-Man.
Okay, G-Man.
we'll see.
What are you drinking?
I would be very interested if he responded, just to see.
He won't.
I know he won't, but
Coward
just
ass.
even to see the. What did you just say?
That coward ass.
Wow.
Well, that's what he does, so I'm going to just play his game. He'll go into a head. Go ahead, Jerry, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I thought we weren't stooping to that level.
That's true.
Well, I mean, the thing is, we have stooped to that level before on the show, and it doesn't really get us anywhere. But I think that this venue has become sort of a safe haven for us to be able to say certain things and put it in the context of, you know, like Scott, you're not lashing out at all Christians on the planet. You know, I mean, and it's like, it's not, we're not coming on here, and that's not the focus of our show.
Right.
Is what it comes down to. So,
Right.
Do we get a little heated and emotional at times? Yeah, absolutely. But it's not the focus, and yeah.
Yeah, we're all human.
I'm only human.
I was just going to do that. It's a good song. I like that tune. Next week, Tim Hurd from the Bible Thumping Wingnut will be on our show. He has confirmed. He has signed his contract.
Signed his contract.
Sad still delivered, I'm yours.
I love how you pretend that it's so official.
What, with my formal emails?
That's pretty
Golden
cute.
Girls are on.
Sorry,
What?
Jerry. He goes,
My husband's watching the Golden Girls in the living room. Sorry.
All right, so on that
I
note,
love you. Thank you for being a friend.
No, I don't know how that goes.
anything else that anybody's got on their mind? Any rants that they?
No.
No, Jerry, you don't have anything this week?
Oh, I think I look cute with my hood on like this, though.
All right.
Would you grab a top and bottom and go, yep, 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 yep?
What, you mean like this? Yep. Yep.
No.
Yep.
It's from Sesame Street.
Yep, 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 yep. You don't remember those guys?
Oh gosh, me, Elsa, and Gavin watched that last weekend and laughed our balls off. Well, me and Gavin did. Elsa doesn't have it. Never mind.
Bet you she's got bigger ones than you.
Oh.
Well, she wears the pants in the family, and she can as long as I can take them off her.
The adult.
Huh?
Someone's got to be the adult.
That's true.
Tyler
Yeah, but I
has
bet
something that.
I bet you thought it was so funny because you were still hopped up on all the medication.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No, Jerry, because he was on medication last week. What?
Shh.
What is wrong?
I keep medication just for special occasions.
I have some here. Do you want to do a deal?
Oh, this is not happening.
I had my heart surgery in 2012.
Oh, you guys are both gonna get raided by the cops.
I think I still might have a Dilaudid or two left.
I got some Percocet.
Dilaudid is better. Did I tell you real quick about what I did when I was hopped up on Dilaudid?
Go ahead, please.
Here we go.
Okay, this is the day I came home from the hospital after having the heart surgery. I had my heart surgery on a Monday. I came home on a Friday, and two of our friends came over. Like one of Rich's friends and his boyfriend came over to see me. They were going to come to the hospital, but I had come home, and so I was like, "Oh, you just come over," So I took a Dilaudid probably a half hour before they got here, and I was like this in my recliner. I was like, when they got here, and so I said, apparently I had said to Rich that I needed help in the chair, and he wasn't picking up what I was putting down. So I said, when I bang my hand 3 times, it means yes. And when I do twice, it means no. Right? Like I was really being mean to my husband. And then I said to my friends, I was like, you guys look great. Did you put on weight?
Oh, my medication didn't do anything like that. It was pretty tame.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was on, like, at first they gave me more, like, a drip, morphine, nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I said to my mom, I was like, how long am I supposed to wait for this to make me feel better? She said, usually 5 minutes. I said, it's been 5 minutes. It's been 10 minutes, and I don't feel any better. Then they gave me Percocet drip. That didn't help. Then they gave me the Dilaudid drip. I set the alarm on my phone for every 10 minutes because I could only push it once every 10 minutes. They took that away from me real fast.
Oh boy.
Anyway, Tyler has something that he would like to say.
Actually, you know what? Real quick, we do have a comment that just came through.
Really? Ooh.
S6 episode? Wow.
Live
Yeah.
updates,
Look at
everybody.
it.
Yeah, breaking news, and
Breaking
here we didn't have
news.
any content this week.
That's enough. I already did it. Why do you have to try to outdo me?
Because I like to outdo you.
Nocturnal Lux.
Yes.
How long is this? Okay. I was raised Catholic, and no one ever as much as implied that confession would cover all your faults. If anything, this is my own personal experience and will probably not apply to many others. Confession was seen as a concession of sorts that existed because you were essentially a horrible person as it was. It was more the other way around, actually. No matter how much you confessed, you were still stuck in perpetual sinfulness. But there was a great emphasis on helping others at all times, always, especially those less privileged than yourself. So this very Protestant notion that good deeds count for nothing always puzzled me greatly. I am not sure I was ever an actual believer, to be honest, but my experience of 12 years of Catholic school was much more about helping out than praising Jesus. You were supposed to praise Jesus through the aid you provided others. This is not saying that Catholicism has not caused a lot of harm, and odds are we would all be better off without it.
That was a cool comment. Live on air.
Okay.
Kind of.
Well, about as live as you can get.
Right.
About his real time.
Yes.
So when I said what I said last week about, you know, being Catholic and, you know, going out into the world and committing sin and being absolved just by going to confession, when I watched the episode back, it wasn't exactly how, I mean, it didn't come out exactly how I meant it. Of course, at this point, I don't really know how I meant it, but it's a funny thing to me, a funny concept to me, where you could, you know, I mean, you hear all the time about, you know, people going to jail for murder, and then all of a sudden they find religion, and they're absolved while they're in prison, and somehow to them, well, I mean, I guess if you commit murder and you're a serial killer, then you have some sort of a mental illness, so I guess it doesn't matter. That somewhere along the way, to them, that, you know, they're going to die happy or they're going to die peacefully, and they're at peace with dying or whatever it is. You hear that all the time. I just think it's just a weird concept to me, because you can't be forgiven for everything by just saying I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, and Scott, you've brought this up before, and I don't remember which one of our guests. When you
It was
posed,
Ridgway.
Was it Ridgway?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
But
seems
bring it
right.
up to speed. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, just about. I don't remember exactly the scenario, but you were talking about the murderer in jail who repents and would go
Oh, yeah.
to heaven, and then you had, like, whatever it was, the loving gay
Father,
couple or father and mother.
Whatever.
I don't remember what it was, but whoever, but they were, you know, non-believers, and they die in a horrible car accident, and they go to hell, you know, and yeah, it that's one of the things that it was one of the many perplexing things that I looked at throughout my growing up, and just looked at it in the terms of religion and was like, how does that even make sense? Like, it's so backwards. It just
There's a funny cartoon of Jesus holding this young child, maybe 2-3 years old, and he's pointing. You may have seen this. He's like, "See that man over there, Timmy? He murdered you and your parents, but he asked for forgiveness. Go say hello." You know, it's that type of truth of that cartoon. Of you hit it on the head. And you can't make excuses for that. Yeah. That's what you believe. That is exactly what you believe. And you question why we don't.
Yep.
So
awfully mind-boggling.
What do you have for us, Tyler?
Well, I have.
This is be titled the Seinfeld episode, by the way, because it's going to be a show just about no topic.
Yada, yada, yada.
Even though Friends was better. Go on, Tyler.
Wow.
Well, Friends was way better than Seinfeld.
Love you, Jerry. Go on, Tyler.
All right. It's time for another installment of Oh, So Your Butthurt. Okay, so this isn't really a religious-based topic. It goes back to one of Scott's classic "why can't we all just get along" lines. You guys may or may not have heard about this story, but there was a story about a customer at a restaurant on New Year's Eve that went absolutely ballistic on Facebook because of
yes.
the server, because of a situation that happened. This was in Indianapolis. It was a place called Kilroy's downtown. And she was very, very upset and decided to go on a rant on Facebook. And I don't remember if this guy is the owner or the manager of the restaurant.
He's the owner.
Yeah,
I think he was the owner.
Owner, yeah, I think so.
A managing partner decided to respond to this Facebook post. So I'm not going to give it away because I want to read it here for you. And if you haven't heard it, we'll put the link up. But I just want this to sink in a bit. This is from a wonderful, lovely lady named Holly Jones. So she posts to the Kilroy's downtown message wall. I will never go back to this location for New Year's Eve. After the way we were treated when we spent $700 plus and having our meal ruined by watching a dead person being wheeled out from an overdose, my night has been ruined. Every year we have come to Kilroy's to enjoy New Year's Eve, and tonight we were screamed at and had the manager walk away from us while we were trying to figure out our bill being messed up. The manager also told us someone dying was more important than us being there, making us feel like our business didn't matter. But I guess allowing a junkie in the building to overdose on your property is more important than paying customers who are spending a lot of money. Our waitress, when we were trying to ask about our bill being messed up, also said, what do you want me to do, pay your bill for you? What a great way to talk to a paying customer. I get that working on New Year's Eve, a stressful but complete something to us. All night knowing you get an automatic gratuity is not right. So, Chris Burton, one of the managing partners, decided to respond. Hi, thanks for reaching out. We love feedback, whether it be positive or negative. I especially like feedback like this so others can see the disgusting people that we have to deal with sometimes. First of all, the overdosing junkie that you speak of was a 70-plus-year-old woman who had a heart attack. Thankfully, she was revived and at the hospital and survived. It sounds like you were very concerned about her, so I thought you should know. This poor lady who was celebrating New Year's Eve with her husband and son had to be placed on the floor of a completely packed bar and have her shirt removed in front of everyone so the paramedics could work on her. But I completely understand why you think being intoxicated that didn't understand your bill should take priority over a human life. I especially appreciate you making your server, who doesn't curse, cry as well. I'm sure she really enjoyed working on New Year's Eve just to deal with people such as yourself. I personally had to leave a show to take a phone call from an emotional manager telling me someone died at Kilroy's and that other employees were not doing so well dealing with this. At the time, they didn't know she was going to make it. So I understand how inconvenient this was to your night, but honestly, I'm glad to hear you won't be coming back to Kilroy's because we wouldn't want anyone as cold-hearted and nasty as you returning. I appreciate anyone who chooses to spend their money at Kilroy's until they act like you. You can take your money elsewhere, or take your money anywhere else after that, and I won't lose a second of sleep over it. Happy New Year!
Boom!
Boom!
Shakalaka.
Shakalaka! That's exactly where I was just going with it.
You know, I read that when it came out, and I was like, gosh, I want to bring this up on the show, but it has no relevance with us at all. But clearly I'm wrong.
Everything has relevance.
Everything has. I mean, it's not something that is in any way in a religious vein, but right. It is one of the things that we have talked about. And again, all joking aside, with what you brought up before, Scott, why can't we just get along. There's such this sense of entitlement. And don't get me wrong. I would not want to be out enjoying a fancy New Year's Eve dinner and have somebody across the restaurant, dying on the floor either.
Mm-hmm.
But, you...
To go on TripAdvisor or wherever.
But if it did happen, intoxicated or not, you're a human being with feelings and compassion, and you would not go on the Facebook page of said establishment and trash the establishment, the staff, and the customers because you're an idiot.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, the other thing is, in the days following this, it gained a lot of viral, fire, and this woman started receiving death threats and stuff like that. I mean, it went really far, and I mean, yeah, it ended up snapping back too far in the other direction and whatnot. But yeah, she should not have even posted that to begin with.
Hindsight being what it is, she probably, hopefully regretted posting it.
Oh, I hope she feels horrible about
and not
posting
for the backlash that she received, just because maybe there's a shred of compassion inside of her body. But if you can't, my first reaction to that was, if you can't take out your phone and pull up the calculator to figure out your bill, then you probably shouldn't be at a restaurant spending $700+.
And how much do you want to bet
that she posted that from her smartphone?
No. How much do you want to bet that the discrepancy on the bill was plus or minus $5?
Oh, absolutely.
If there was a discrepancy at all.
Yeah, right. That, you're already spending that much, and there was probably, such a minor discrepancy. But, I mean, obviously there are a ton of things that are completely unknown here, and, there are two sides to every story.
There's three.
The other thing, just having read this, is I can almost absolutely guarantee you that this woman has never even for a second worked in the service industry at all.
Or thought of anybody other than herself.
Well, that too, but yes.
Well, yes, Scott, we're not in school. You don't have to raise your hand.
I just didn't want to interrupt.
Do you have to potty?
No. Miraculously, no.
Okay. What?
We had
you got a frog in your pocket?
We had a similar situation happen on our New Year's Eve.
Do tell.
It had nothing to do with a dying...
Sorry, Jerry's losing and he had to mute himself so as to not disturb. Continue. You had somebody die on you.
No, not... It had nothing to do with someone dying. So Elsa and I went out to a nice dinner here in town after the first place was just madness, chaos. And we went to this place that was just up the highway. And we get there and they said that, the band's in here, but there's seating available, but there's $15 cover, but you can go upstairs. So we went upstairs to the dining area. No one there except for one other table. I'm like, this is fantastic. We order the prime rib, and the table next, or who's kind of adjacent to us, so like in the party table where we're in a booth, starts complaining about the food, complaining to the wait staff, and then asks to see the chef and complaining how the prime rib is cooked and berating him. And while this is going on, another table sat down and another table sat down, and they told the tables, don't order from here, don't eat here. El Sanchez eating our prime rib because you know how much I like prime rib. I love prime rib. Patted the bell. Anyway, long story short, they left, had $200 tab, and they just walked out. The restaurant was very, very nice. The food was great, but they left $200 tab and walked out.
They
No
didn't
one
want to pay.
died.
They wanted to eat. They
Right.
didn't want to pay for it because they're stupid people. I hate stupid
Right.
people. I wish there was a police force that only dealt with stupid people.
Yeah, one of the guys looked like Elliot Gould's character in Ocean's 11. You know, had like the long, collared shirt on, whatever, and yeah, it was crazy. What you looking at, Jerry?
I don't know. I heard a noise.
Why can't we all just get along?
Yeah. So we tipped them well, and it was great. We'll go back again. Arizona's in Shakopee.
High class.
Oh, that's the name of the place and the city.
Yeah.
I was
Very
like,
good, Jerry.
I was like,
Very
what the
good.
hell? And the only reason I know that is because when I sent his Christmas card.
You're like, how do you pronounce this?
What?
Nothing.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts? Wrap up? Anything else to say before we hit the road for tonight?
Hit the
Sorry.
road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
No, just
I was hoping that you were going to keep singing and I would just fade it out right there.
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. What you say?
Thank you for watching Positively Godless. Look at the links below or in the screen or wherever they are. And talk to us. Bye.
Stupid.
What?
That was awful.
It's still recording.
God.
it's worse than. Never mind.
Worse than...
Are you from Tennessee?
No.
Because you're the only 10 I see.
Oh my God. Oh. Okay, be honest
There's your
here.
outro.
Be honest here. How many times have you actually used that on a girl?
I'm married.
That did not answer the question.
Not to any of them, but
Uh-huh.
I'm married.
Uh-huh.
No, I usually say, damn, I know milk does the body good, but how much you been drinking?
Oh,
waiting-
baby, are your legs tired? Because you've been running through my mind all day long.
That's lame and stupid.
Oh, are you... and the milk thing is so much better?
Yeah.
The milk thing is 10 times worse.
Brings the boys to the yard.
Oh, my God.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Positively Godless. I'm one of your three co-hosts. Actually, two. Scott Lawrence by Tyler. Yep. It's pretty damn funny.
It's
like to
not
see it.
that damn funny.
You should just take that and just upload it to Google Drive and then send me the link so I can watch it.
It's not that funny.
It's pretty funny.
Were you making fun of Scott without me?
I was giving him pickup lines.
Yeah.
Lines?
Yeah. I don't know how it gets started, but
Pick up lines like, oh, is that Windex in your pocket? Because I can see myself in your pants.
you guys both are losers.
He thinks that every one of his pickup lines is so great. And then when anybody else spouts one out, oh yeah, it's childish. I don't know.
My favorite was, well, two of my favorites. One is, Are those space pants? Because your butt is out of this world.